Good morning. Welcome, you guys. Hi. It's 9:01 and I'm just being a slug. I had my tea. Welcome to the Wayward Widow. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back to me. It's Tuesday. It's Death Day. He died on a Tuesday. I don't like Tuesdays. I don't like the 27th. Isn't it funny how something happens and then changes your whole perspective on something that never bothered you before? So I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I fell asleep early again last evening, right after my shower and my meditation. I said Zazen. I use Insight Timer. So if anyone's looking for a good app for meditation, try Insight Timer. You can get a free version or you could pay for the Prime, but the free version is fine. I don't know what I'm going to do today besides my usual sitting and taking a walk and then showering later. I vacuumed the apartment yesterday. I was glad to get that done. It made me feel better to know that that was done. So I still have the kitchen counters to wipe down and I have dusting to do. They're the last two things that I haven't done in the apartment as far as a deep clean. So maybe I'll work on those today in and around getting some sun. Trash man. I'm hearing the backup beep. The recycle man is here. I'm missing him more this morning. And I'm feeling it more. It's the 28th of May. We have 3 days left before we roll into June. And for some reason, June feels so far from February. And February is when he died. And June feels like a whole other world. I found his Ankh ring. He had a Ankh ring. And I found it in his box. And I had it in my ring container, ring holder. And I popped it on to wear it for a while. This ring next to it is my memento mori, my remember your death. It's got a skull and an hourglass on it. Let's see here. And the two letters MMM, memento mori. It's to keep me always remembering that I'm going to die and to find a purpose in life. I kept a necklace on from yesterday. I have a necklace that has an S for sky, and it has a heart, and it has a cross. So I just kept it on overnight. What I've learned about his leaving this life and moving on to his next life, because we're Soto Zen Buddhists, and I've got a little God thrown in on my end. So there's death. There's no death. There's a rebirth. There's a leaving and then there's a rebirth. And so I know he's somewhere in another life. I miss him in this life, though. I'll say that. But I have to, what do? You have to move forward. You just got to keep going. Keep going, keep going. For those of you who have lost your other half, for those left behind, I'm so sorry, because I know what it feels like. I haven't been like a lot of you who've been with your partner, your husband, your wife for years. I had 13 and a half years with Sky. And so I'm thinking, gosh, if I had 40 years, the amount of memories in 40 years, I can't even imagine. So my heart is going out to you, to my special lady who left a comment. You lost your husband after 40 years of marriage and COVID and not being able to be with him in the time when you really should have been with him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I relate with the loss. I was with Sky right to the very end. I was his full-time caregiver, and he was ill with multiple system atrophy for more than 4 years. We didn't get the full effect of the disease until he was like 2 years into it. And then we started to see all the things happening. And he had gotten COVID, and so the doctors kept saying it was long haulers. His PCP kept saying long haulers. The neurologist kept saying long haulers. And the more things that happened, I'm like, no. I did about 14 years as a certified nurse aide, and 10 of those years I worked in the surgical intensive care trauma unit in our local hospital. And with that, I worked like a lot of the units, almost all the units in the hospital here and there as I was needed. And I also worked for a very large home health care company as a CNA. And I saw different illnesses, and I knew what was going on with him was more than long haulers. I knew it. And then 3 months before he died, we got the diagnosis of multiple system atrophy. Yeah. Yeah. No cure. 6 to 10 years of life at the longest. He had it for about 5 years. And his doctor gave him 6 months to live in October. And he lived until February. So he didn't make it 6 months. So I'm on my own. It's me. One day at a time. Well, look what she got done. She got dressed. She put on some makeup. And I made a carnation instant breakfast. I didn't know what I wanted for breakfast. And so I went with carnation instant. All I need to do now is just get my hair dry. And I have this makeup. It comes in a container, and it has like a film over it, like a spongy film. And they give you these mushroom, it looks like a mushroom blender that you dampen, and then you dip it on this spongy thing, and it has holes in it. And so the makeup is supposed to come up out of that. But this is the third one of these I've had. And the first one I got, I was able to, I was sure that I got all the makeup out of it. The second one that I had, I felt like I couldn't get any makeup out of it. And I just thought that maybe it was dry, and I tossed it. This one I just got, and I had the same issue. It was can't get the makeup out of it. So I got an old pair of scissors, and I cut that top filmy part off, the spongy part. I cut it out, threw it away. And there's a ton of this really amazing foundation in this container. So the only thing I need to make sure I do is to keep the container upright. So I have to just dry my hair and then get my trash outside. And then I can figure from there the rest of my day. I'm just having a really off day today. I feel really restless. And My son's not well, and we're trying to get him a CAT scan so that they can find out what's going on behind his eye. And he's scared, which is scaring me. But he hasn't been healthy for a very long time. And the doctors didn't give him a long lifespan. A couple of the doctors told him that he would live to age 40. That would be about the tops. And he's going on 36. But he's got a mass behind his left eye. And so I'm a little more shaky. Yeah. So, and I have a couple other things rolling around in my head that's going on. And being here on my own, I don't really have anybody to, well, I don't have anybody to talk to about it. I need to get a pet. But I need to kind of sneak a pet in. They charge a lot here to have a cat or a dog. I wouldn't want a dog, but I do miss having Moonshadow, my cat. And anyway, so I didn't get my pet turtle yet. Whenever I think about it, I'm not near a pet store, and I don't have the money for a turtle anyway right now, but maybe down the road. So I'm shaky. I'm so shaky. So I'm going to go for right now and see if I can't kind of pull myself together and see if I can't make something positive out of this day, because right now I'm not doing great, but we're going to try to turn it around. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you guys, today is an off day. It's such an off day for me. I've got my water, and I just made lunch. I made 2 of these. This is pulled pork and raw onions. I most likely will eat one and wrap the other one and put it away. But man, I'm shaky and nervous, anxious, feeling like scared and out of it. I don't know what the heck to think is going on with me today, but something ain't right. Okay. I hope the window behind me isn't too much light. I just wanted a different spot to sit in, and I'm not sure if I can. Maybe that would be a little better. I'm at my little computer area. I just made my coffee. I'm not feeling the best today. Today is a very draining day for me. Very draining. I feel like I'm ready for bed. I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's like I feel like I'm losing my voice. Iced coffee. Yeah, I feel like I'm losing my voice. I'm not sure why that would be. I don't feel sick. Anyway, I want to read the card. J.K. Rowling. I have mixed feelings about J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has some pretty strong feelings about the LGBTQIA community, and I have members of my family that are part of the LGBTQIA community, so I am a very big cheerleader, and I am 100% behind and with the community. So I have my own feelings about J.K. Rowling. But she says happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. And the action is reach out to someone who may be going through a tough time. Be the one who reminds them to turn on the light. That's a good card. I still have my feelings about J.K. Rowling, though. I want to read something to you guys. Sky wrote some things about himself. I don't know when he wrote this, how long ago it was, but it was before he met me, and he wrote a lot of things down. And I want to share this paper with you about what he wrote about himself. And it's so true. It's so true. I like myself because, and this probably, I know he was in therapy for a little while when he first went back to Tennessee in 2008. And I know he was in therapy for a little while. So this sounds like it might be a therapy homework, I think. I like myself because I'm intelligent, I'm sensitive, I'm caring, I'm helpful, I'm trustworthy, I'm talented, I'm confident, I'm kind, I like animals, I love nature. All that is so true. I'm learning Gallic. I won't desert me like everyone else does. That told a lot about feelings he had about friends and family. I come up with some cool and funny thoughts, and that he did. Oh my God, he could just like, the one-liners. I'm a responsible person. Yes, I am spiritual. He was very spiritual. He's a very spiritual person. I'm honest and fair. I'm constantly trying to improve myself. That's for sure. I'm empathetic and compassionate. I can write backwards with my left hand. He was right-handed in this life, and but he could write backwards with his left hand. I like eating healthy and being fit. That's very true. I like taking care of myself. I like bonsai and caring for plants. Absolutely, he did. I like the way my hands look. That was an interesting one. I like the way my hands look. When he first started to get sick, he got a disease called Dupuytren's contracture, and his hands started to contract in, and he got these big lumps in his hands, and the like tendons were pulling his hands in like that. Like if you can see this one here on me, this one here, he had like multiple of those on both of his hands, and they were pulling his hands in. I like the surprising things I do and the smart things I say and come up with. I can be a wonderful person to know. That's very true. I can attest to that. I'm a wonderful parent and father. I take responsibility for myself and my condition. I'm basically happy and positive. I have to kind of like, you know, he really wasn't positive. When I knew him, all the years I knew him, he wasn't a very positive person. I guess it depends on what you were talking about with him. But I found him to be fairly negative, quite honestly. But he was basically happy. I'm not addicted to any negative substances. Example, drugs, tobacco, and alcohol, which is true. He did not drink. He quit smoking 30 years ago. And he dabbled in drugs back, you know, like when he was like 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that was very short-lived. So, and then the last thing he wrote is, although I know pain, I've yet to be introduced to surrender. That would be an amazing tattoo, would it not? I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to share something. I can share partially what I want to share. I can't share it all. But I had something happen a little while ago that I want to say it shook me to my core. And I've lived a pretty long life, and I've been through a lot of stuff. This particular situation that happened a few hours ago has really rocked my world, so to speak. And it's left me very sad and very disappointed in someone. there's a decision I have to make about what happened, and I'm going to think on it, pray on it, think on it some more before I make any decision. But I did need to remove that person from my life entirely, completely. And that's hard and painful. But keeping someone in your life that doesn't bring good things, into your life. But when you see something that's really, really bad, you have to make a decision. And I'm going through a lot as it is right now. And the last thing I need is more stressors added to my plate. My stressor plate is full. And so I can't add anything more to that plate. It's just too full. It's overflowing already. So I'm feeling a lot of tenseness. I'm tense. Tension. I'm feeling tension. And I have a headache. And I feel very sleepy. When I get very tense, I get very sleepy. So maybe I'll take an Epsom salt bath and put some lavender drops in my water. And just kind of relax. Maybe put the TV on and just try and think of something positive and good, and not something that's painful and ugly. Yeah, because sometimes things happen in our lives and we can't control them, and but we have to make good decisions for ourselves, right? So I'm going to rest for a while. I'm feeling really, really worn out today. It's interesting, this ebb and flow of grief. I feel like in some ways, since I've been through a few divorces, and so I've had separation from partners, there's something in me that's saying you should be able to deal with this easier than what it is. But I have never been with someone taking care of them and then have them die from a disease that I couldn't stop, And so it is completely different. And so, I can get up one day and I'm feeling fairly okay, and then the next day it's like somebody just dropped like a huge rock on my head. I found a woman this morning, and it's interesting, the algorithms pick up what I say, like words and titles and things, and put out stuff I might be interested in. And I found a widow on YouTube this morning. She's got 4 kids, and it looks like the kids are grown kids, but she lost her husband. They had a channel together, and she didn't say yet what happened. She's not ready to talk about it, but boy, the grief is it's just oozing out of her. I just want to hug her because I know what this I know this feeling. I wish there was an opportunity that a bunch of us widows and widowers could get together and just kind of be there for each other, It's a weird feeling. I was looking at Sky's ashes over there, and I'm thinking maybe I should place his ashes somewhere. But there's no place here where I feel his ashes would be content, or that I would feel I would be content placing them. Like there was no super special place, you know what I mean? Like super special here in Pennsylvania. And I don't see me getting to Tennessee. I don't see me getting to Tennessee. I would at some point like to talk to his brother. I haven't talked to his brother since Sky passed away. And I have talked to his brother in the past. He's a very nice guy. I got to meet him once, and he's very enjoyable. So I should call him and just see how he's doing. But I know I'm going to cry, and I don't want to do that. His brother is 1 year younger than Sky was. And anyway, so the ebb and flow of being a widow is interesting and keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. So I'm going to go and get a warm bath, and I'm going to get some ibuprofen, and I'm just going to kind of rest my body a little bit. So thank you guys for being here with me today. Please take care of yourselves. And please, please remember that life is a vapor. It's extremely finite. And so if you have those people around you that you love, just let them know that. Just let them know that. So I'm telling you guys, anybody who's here, I love you very much. And you're very important to me. Every one of you are very important to me. And thank you for taking the time and out of your day just to spend it with me. And I appreciate you. Every one of you, I appreciate you.